right, everyone. Welcome back to a new episode of Two Bi Guys. Thanks for bearing with me. I've been traveling all summer. I've been very busy. We haven't done a ton of new episodes lately, but I'm very excited for this one. The idea for this one, kind of in response to the BFF episode, which was really fun and I think fun for people to hear about. My guest today is Wade Shepard. He created a party in New York called Bi for Bi. And I have not been to it, but I can't wait to go someday and to hear all about it today and about Wade's journey. Welcome to Two Bi Guys, Wade Shepard.
Oh, thank you, Rob. Nice to be on here with you.
Yeah, nice to meet you virtually. I hope we meet in person someday. So I was recently with a friend who had listened to the BFF episode, and she said you should talk to this guy Wade because she's been to your parties
Yep.
and she has thoroughly enjoyed them. And I didn't realize, but I'm a member of Hacienda where the party is
Oh,
hosted.
cool.
I've
Uh-huh.
I've received emails about it,
Mhm.
but I don't live in New York anymore, so I
Yeah,
haven't
yeah.
gotten to one. So I want to start there. Like, tell me about this party and how it got started. Let's start there.
Okay, Bye for Bye. It's basically a reaction to this like this interesting phenomenon in pretty much any sex community. Even like really open, liberal-minded, progressive-minded communities, like a lot of bi guys just at general parties seem to feel a little bit insecure about hooking up with other guys. Um, I don't personally feel that way, but a lot of them do, right? And we've
Uh-huh.
had discussions about this on like message boards on Hacienda and stuff like that. But a lot of guys feel like, yo, if women see them having sex with other guys, they'll be less attracted to them, which my track record has been completely opposite for that. But that's that's how they feel, right? And
Good.
anyway, there's like a lot of like, I don't know, like this deeply rooted I guess insecurity about being publicly queer, even in publicly queer spaces. Like
Yeah.
almost like I would say close to about 85% of the women who play at Hacienda feel comfortable playing with other women in that context. But maybe only about 10%, less than 10% of guys do, even like established bi or queer guys. It's just
Yeah.
it's just some strange phenomenon, some interesting hang up that we have, like, from like how we grew up or whatever else. So we started this party intentionally for, bi guys. Like there's like queer parties that are, of course, all the way queer, and then there's other parties that tend to be more hetero, at least for males. So like, oh, we're gonna come up with this party, and it's gonna be focused on, well, all genders and like all sexual orientations, but we're gonna focus on like having this special like platform for bi males to interact with each other in the company of like women or people of like other gender expressions. And so that was the impetus for the party. And
Cool.
we didn't know how it was going to work, and we started it, and it was a success, right? People actually showed up. We sold out just about every one. And yeah,
Amazing. Wow.
and people, it's kind of a beautiful thing to like, come up with this ideal for something, right? Come up with all these like weird crazy games and stuff like that, and then actually seeing people like do the stuff that you imagined in the way that you imagined it happening. And it was like, wow,
Uh-huh.
that really worked.
Wow, interesting. I'm writing down things that I want to ask ask
Yeah,
you
go
about.
for
When
it.
when did it start? How long has this party existed?
Well, we just had the 1 year anniversary in September. Like,
Okay,
so we do them seasonally, so about every 3 months, more or less. So
cool.
that was the fifth one. So we've been going for
Cool.
like a little over a year now. We actually had a birthday party for it, a birthday party for a party. It was kind of weird, but it worked. We had some human cake gangbangs and stuff like that, and it's some
Um,
party games.
that sounds fun. I don't want to blow past that. What's a
uh
human cake party game?
Okay. Well, the idea. So we made these cakes like for the party because it's a birthday party, so you need cakes, right? So we made these
Uh-huh.
human-shaped cakes that we can put on um, willing participants and engage, eat some cake, and eat some cake with them sexually, right? So I also
Sounds
do
fun.
gangbang parties and stuff like that too. So that was fun. And we also had some party games like pin the plug in the donkey, which is exactly which
Fun.
is exactly what it sounds like, which was wild, right? And some
That
guy
sounds
actually got
amazing.
it in, right? Which was amazing. Now another game
Wow.
we had like a penile ring toss, in which like I'm like nobody's gonna be able to, basically the game starts out with like one partner flates another partner that has a penis and it gets it erect and then set back to a certain line. You toss a ring on it. Like nobody's going to be able to actually do this. It's just going to be funny and maybe slightly sexy, right? But
Uh-huh.
some girl nailed it, right? So
Wow.
the whole crowd starts cheering and stuff. And I don't know. It's just a way to get people like kind of like, well, the whole idea behind the games is that,
Yeah.
people come into these spaces, they're feeling like a little bit insecure and a little bit vulnerable. So we put people in these positions that's like way more vulnerable and make them feel way more insecure than anybody at this party could ever possibly feel, right? And for some
Uh-huh.
reason about like seeing that and seeing somebody else doing something that's like so embarrassing, it kind of like kind of chills people out, makes them feel more comfortable to just go and have like, a normal orgy, right?
Oh,
Or
I
something
love
like that.
that. So that's, like, kind of how you start things off, like, you
That's how
drop
we started.
in.
Yep, yep. I
Amazing.
give we give like the consent speech, which is like go over all the rules of the party and like how to approach people to engage sexually, and just rules like don't get drunk and don't fuck the fucked up and stuff like that, right? And then we
Uh-huh.
go into these games and I don't know, it's kind of like a nice little bonding experience. People cheer and they laugh and they joke, and usually the games are pretty weird.
That
I did
sounds like the perfect, icebreaker. How do you get, like, people to volunteer or be the guinea pig? Are they, like, excited to do it?
Well, somehow you got to Shanghai 'em, but yeah, actually, most people are really excited to do it, which really blows my mind, right? Like we had this one game I had to buy for buy called like a butt plug tug of war, which was like a four-way butt plug tug of war, like four strings tied to like an O-ring to butt plugs, and the last one with it in like won the game. Like, man,
Uh-huh.
nobody's gonna be able to do this, right? We need at least two people to do it, right? So I got some friends, hey, will you do this? They're like, yeah, of course. And then we had two more people just volunteer at the party. Like one girl, like didn't even know, right? Like she really found out
Wow.
that we announced the party, and then she comes like striding out of the crowd with like her plug like in her hand, like wanting to join. It's like, wow, that's pretty
There's
cool.
something about, like, the structure of that, like,
Mhm.
give feels like it might give people permission to explore something that they actually secretly want to, but, like,
Yeah,
wouldn't do on their own unless it's,
yeah,
like, part of a game or, like, it's almost
yeah,
like, "Oh, no,
exactly.
I have
Mhm.
to do that. Oh, no,"
Yeah,
but actually there's a
exactly.
secret internal desire
Exactly as well.
to
I
want
mean,
that.
yeah. I mean, the girl who did pin the plug in the donkey, she was like, it was like it was almost like a dream come true. I was like, "Whoa!" I thought I was gonna have to beg you to this. She's like, "No, I really want to do it. I always wanted to do something
Wow,
like that." Okay, well, here's your donkey ears. Here's your donkey tail. Get up on the bench and we'll
that's amazing. I wanna go back to something you said about, like, these spaces, like sex parties, even the ones that are sort of queer oriented or queer focused can sometimes feel like there's stigma for men to hook up with each other in a way that it's more accepted for women to hook up with each other. And you mentioned like at this party, the women are more into it, which got me thinking like when I'm at those other parties where there is some stigma, it's almost like there's more judgment from the other men versus the women. Like, I wonder in general where the judgment comes from or where the perceived
Yeah,
judgment comes from, like, and actually maybe for me or maybe just in my experiences, it's like it's other men that are more judgmental rather than the women. I don't know. What do you
yeah.
think?
Actually, I mean, at least in spaces like really progressive spaces and communities like Hacienda, I don't think that stigma really exists.
Hmm.
Like,
Cool.
I don't think it's there, right?
Well,
I
I've
think
never been to
I
Hacienda, so I'm
yeah.
not talking about it. That
I
one.
mean,
That's
I
good.
think
I'll
it's
have
just
to
something
go.
that's just in our head or like, this fear of,
Hmm.
like crossing over the line, like you're in a group scene with people and like you go around and like everyone says what they're into and what they're not into, and all the women, almost all the women are like, oh yeah, I'm into other women, but you just kind of need that one guy to be like, yo, I'm into other men, right? Because it's like almost like a fear of judgment from I would say
Hmm.
mostly other men. Some guys express their fear of judgment from
Yeah.
women as well. But I just think it's our own personal hang up, maybe something that we
Yeah.
just grew up in. And plus, I mean, a lot of it is about breaking the ice, right? Like once the
Uh-huh.
ice is broken at the party, especially when people see other men playing together, especially like having insert of like anal play, it's like, oh, okay, this is cool,
Yeah.
right? Because I mean, you
That
see
makes a
someone,
lot
and
of sense
it's
that
just that's the tone.
yeah, it makes sense that, like, everyone might be sort of concerned about that and secretly wanting to explore things, but
Hmm.
not wanting to be the first one,
Hmm.
and not wanting to be judged, but everyone is thinking the same thing. So then
Yeah,
once
yeah, yeah,
the ice is broken, then everyone can sort of join in and
yeah.
participate without that fear or shame. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm pretty expressive in like these kind of situations. I'm very comfortable, like sexually, like in group scenes and stuff like that. But even sometimes when I'm doing like an MFM with my wife, we like sitting, we meet someone and we sit down, we discuss the scene, and I'm sometimes hesitant to be like, "Yo, are you into?" With the other guy, like, "Yo, are you into male on male play?" And sometimes I don't even do it. And I don't know why. It's just
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
I don't know. I don't get it. I mean, I would never be like that with a female, right? It's like, this is just what we're supposed to be doing, right? But
Uh-huh.
yeah. So I mean, I guess
Yeah.
to a certain extent, I mean, I've never felt any stigma from doing it, like really felt it or experienced it. But I think maybe the fear of turning off the other guy.
Mm.
Especially like
Mhm.
in the MFM because, sometimes you just keep the female partner in the middle, right? And the guys don't really touch each other very much. And sometimes
Mhm.
it's just like, it's like a three-way orgy and everyone's doing
Right.
everybody. So I think you don't want to like, if you don't know this person, you don't want to like turn them off. He's like, oh, this queer guy over on the other side of this woman might try to touch me, something.
Right.
But even though that's not going to happen, and more than likely that's not going to happen in these communities. But
Right, for sure, and these within these communities, but it's interesting that that anxiety is still there. I've
yeah.
felt it too for us
Mhm.
even when we have a lot of experience and
Yeah.
confidence, like, yeah, you
Mhm.
get in the other person's head, and
Mhm.
it's almost even um, like, they they may not into it or it may not necessarily even turn them off, but it may trigger something in them that they're
Mhm.
not
Yeah.
ready to deal with or talk about. And so,
Mhm.
like, even if they do want that, sometimes the
Mhm.
explicit talking
Mhm.
about it can be uncomfortable, especially if they're like new at it.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah.
And you have to learn to get comfortable talking about it, but
Mhm.
like not everyone's there, and that can
Yeah,
just
yeah,
lead to some
yeah.
awkwardness.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. That's exactly why we created Bi for Bi. It just to
Yeah.
just remove that awkwardness.
Yeah. Cool. Everyone on the same page. I love it.
Mhm. Yeah.
Hey everyone, thanks for listening to this episode of Two Bye Guys. This is actually the season finale of season 9 of this show. This is something like the 90th episode or maybe 91st. So thanks for sticking with me for now 6 years of this show. Amazing. But don't worry, just because it's the end of season 9 doesn't mean it'll be a long wait for season 10. The cadence of this has obviously changed a little. There have been some big gaps this season. I've already recorded the first 2 episodes of season 10, so they will be coming relatively soon. I don't know when, but pretty soon. And that is a 2-part episode with a counselor who specializes in working with mixed orientation couples. So I think you guys will really enjoy that episode. We just did it the other day. It was fascinating. Also, just wanted to take a quick moment to note that there's some more changes coming to this platform. I've started a new YouTube strategy, so there are clips of this podcast and some full episodes on my YouTube page. It's called Two Bye Guys, Buy One Bye Guy. And I've also been doing a series of 5-minute-ish explainer videos sharing some of the insights that I've learned along the way on this podcast journey. These are quick bites focused on a topic. I'm having fun doing them, so check those out on YouTube if you want. There's a bunch already there, and I'm trying to post them weekly. I also started a group coaching cohort a few weeks ago that has been so amazing. I love it so far. I think the guys in the group are getting a lot out of it and building a lot of community. This group will be finishing in early December, and I will absolutely be starting more groups. I think my jam is groups for queer men, but I'd also like to do other types of groups. I'd love to do a group for women who are married to queer men. And I also am interested in psychedelic integration groups for those of you exploring that. I'm also collecting more stories for future projects. A couple years ago, I had a Google form where I collected stories for my book. And now I'm collecting even more stories, and there's a new form. So even if you filled that one out, if you want to share your story with me, I would love it. I've got a new form. I'm going to put it in the show notes in this episode. So click that if you're interested in sharing your story with me in some form. I don't know exactly what form. I want to collect the stories and see what we have and then decide what to do with them. And you can remain anonymous if you'd like. So check the link in the show notes for those forms. And if you want to stay on top of all of my work moving forward, the best thing to do is to get on my newsletter. I've actually been sending pretty regular newsletter emails, not too much, about every other week, sometimes once a week at the most. And you can sign up for my newsletter at robertbrookscohen.com/newsletter. And I will also put that link in the show notes. And as always, I'm also available for individual coaching. That work has been really rewarding and fulfilling for me. I'm working on a new website, which will hopefully be transformed in the next week or two, and I'm going to add some more testimonials on there. But in the meantime, I just received this note from a former client who I reconnected with that I just wanted to share. He wrote to me recently, "Awesome to hear your coaching is going so well. I know you're good at it. Thanks again, by the way. You really helped me move forward. My wife and I are doing great. We got through the minefield and realized we had been doing our relationship all wrong. We opened up our relationship and renewed our vows at Renfest this year. I think we are both the happiest we've ever been." It just warms my heart because when this client came into me, that is not the place he was at. He was pretty worried and struggling with what to do with this revelation and sharing it with his wife and desiring to open up the marriage, but not being sure if that would work. Not all my clients are wanting to open up their marriage, but it is a common thing. And I cannot promise that working with me will lead to opening up your marriage. That's between you and the person you're married to, and everyone is different. But what I can promise is that I will ask you open-ended, empowering questions that create awareness about the best path for you and in your partnership. And there is no right answer. It's just about moving forward with integrity and authenticity and connection. And I can say that my clients do feel more connected after we've worked together one way or another. Often they come to me feeling pretty disconnected from themselves or from their partners or from their spirituality. And that's what I can help you do, is reconnect. And if you're going through a difficult period in your life, with your identity or in your marriage or a relationship, the space can be really powerful and valuable. So thank you for hearing me out. I love doing this podcast, but it's the coaching that pays the bills. So I appreciate you bearing with this interruption. And now back to this fun episode about Bi for Bi and play parties with Wade Shepard. So let's back up a little. I probably have more questions about the party, but I want to hear about your story. Like, tell me about when and how you came to your understanding of your sexuality, and then we'll take it through to, you mentioned you're married, so I want to hear about that. But
Yeah.
start wherever
Well,
you want to start.
um, I wish I had more of a journey, right? I wish there was more of a process and like more of a struggle of being like, oh yeah, I feel I may be queer. Oh yeah, I know I am queer. Oh, I'm gonna act on this at some point. But it was like pretty immediate. I mean, the first person I ever hooked up with was, Mal, and I was like 15, and it wasn't just like a, like jerk off together while watching porn kind of thing that most teenagers will do at some point. No, it was like we really hooked up with each other, right? And I don't know, I just never thought it was something strange or odd, or we just did it, and it just just what it was, and it always just seemed normal, and it was really, I don't know, it's like just not really a story, without any conflict you can't have a story.
I love that you wish there was more conflict and struggle.
No, definitely
Probably
make a better
many
story,
people who would want to switch places with
uh,
you on that.
yeah.
That's funny. I mean, yeah, it makes sense and it's funny. Wait, and how old were you when that happened? The
Well,
first
I was like
hookup?
15, but yeah, about
Okay.
15. So
Okay.
I was
Why do
right
you
at that
think it was
age.
why do you think it was easier for you than for other people?
Well, I kind of always did my own thing, right? Now in high school, I don't know. I mean, I had a very positive high school experience, which is kind of strange for a bi dude growing up in the middle of farm country. I grew up in between Buffalo and
Wait.
Rochester, right? At a
Ah.
very time that was way more or less friendly towards queer people than it is now. Um,
Uh-huh.
but I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I was into punk rock. I played in bands, but I was also like really good at sports too. So I got respect in the high school community from that as well. And I was just I don't know, had a lot of friends, and I was just able to just basically just be myself, right? Which is
Cool.
really fortunate, right? Like I got out of school thinking
Yeah.
everybody had that experience. I was like, oh no, I hated school. I was picked on and like beat up and shit. I was like, oh man, I don't know. I was kind of cool. Like do whatever
Good
I
for
wanted.
you.
Not really a story there either.
Good for you. Amazing.
But,
So,
yeah.
okay, but so if your first hookup was a guy, then
Mhm,
like what did you think after that? Because, many people would not to put words in, but many people view sexuality as binary and like
mhm.
I don't know, did you also know you were attracted to women at the time or what did you
Oh yeah,
think at that
yeah,
moment? You
yeah, yeah.
knew.
I was attracted to women.
Oh.
Um,
So you were just
yeah,
like happened to hook up with a guy, but you knew you
mhm.
were
Yeah,
fluid
yeah.
or
I always knew I was attracted to both, and
cool.
I think maybe one of my influences was this old like kind of bad movie called The Doom Generation. I don't know if you've ever seen it,
No,
but
never
one of
heard
the
of
main
it.
characters was a bi guy, so maybe that gave me some confidence. I don't know,
Interesting. When
but I
was
mean
that? Was
back
that a
then it was like
movie or
kind of what's that?
what
It's
is
a
that?
movie. It's a movie. I don't know if I went back and watched it, I'd probably think it was pretty bad now, but like watched it with my friends then it was like kind of epic, right?
Uh-huh.
About these,
Interesting. But there's a
yeah.
bi tell me about the bi character in it and like what you connected with.
Oh, the my character, I don't know, he was kind of just this badass drifter kind of guy, right? Who I don't know, just ended up with this couple traveling around the U.S. Kind of accidentally committing crimes and shit like that, and I don't know. It was just kind of a story of like everything that could go wrong going wrong. And there was some
Hmm.
pretty hot sex scenes and some pretty hot, sort of somewhat bi sex scenes. It was the first time in like a movie form I got to see a DP, right? Of course they didn't show it, but you know what was going on. I was like, oh wow,
Mm.
that's pretty cool. I wanna do that.
Interesting. And how old were you when you saw this movie, do you think?
Oh man, we probably started. Well, me and my friends, we had this old like VHS tape. Um, for the first part of it was a movie called Doom Generation. The second part of it was a movie called like Over the Edge, which is a movie about these like high school kids in like the early '80s or '70s who like locked all their parents and teachers in the school and burned it down. So we thought that was pretty cool, right? We just watched these two movies just like over and over again. It probably started. We were probably 13, like when we first watched it.
Wow.
Yeah, it was
Cool.
just, I don't know, I just kind of
Interesting.
identified with that badass drifter character and who was like still cool and like masculine, but he was also queer too. It's like, oh, that's
Oh,
pretty fucking
that's
cool.
awesome. Actually, I have more questions about your story, but since you just said that, like how do you feel like your masculinity and your this, fluidity are related or not? How do you think about like what your brand of masculinity is?
Um, man, I don't know. I mean, I say I'm pretty, I say I'm pretty standard, this kind of alpha male character, right? I go to the
Uh-huh.
gym, I play sports, I still play hockey, right? So I
Uh-huh.
always did that like all my life, and um, I don't know, like I don't think I have much of a feminine side. I'll just put it like that, right?
Uh-huh.
I
Uh-huh.
don't have anything wrong with it. Don't have any stigma against it. I'm not afraid of it, but I just never got one.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, that's actually kind of why I asked is because like you do present very masculine, like so
Mhm.
far hearing your story, like what you just said makes
Yeah.
sense. And which is just interesting because I've met bi guys along the spectrum, and many of them do have like hints of
Mhm. Yeah.
femininity or things growing up that they can point back to. And like it's cool to hear the story of like I knew I was sexually fluid the whole time and it was
Mhm.
normal and accepted and I didn't struggle with it. And you're like close to the very masculine end of that spectrum,
Yeah.
which it feels like it's more unusual to be like
Mhm.
comfortable with those two things. I don't know.
Yeah,
What do
I
you
agree. I
think?
agree. Especially since I grew up in a real traditional family. My dad was just a super alpha character, right? He was the
Mm,
foreman at, factory job, and he was a bodybuilder, right? So
Oh, interesting. Cool.
like, yeah, so it was like I don't know. I mean, it probably wasn't an ideal place for a queer dude to start out, but somehow it worked out.
How did you have to come out to your family, and like how did
No,
you come
no,
out?
I
What was
never
your
had.
coming
We
out
just
like?
we just never talked about it. I mean, I'm sure they had suspicions with that first guy that I was with, but
Uh-huh.
it just never came out. It was just never something. I mean, if I was in like a primary relationship with a guy and I wanted to like introduce him to my family or something like that, then of course I have to be like, yo, this is Joe, and
Uh-huh.
like do that whole thing. But I've never had that. More or less, I never had that. There was one
Uh-huh.
guy I traveled with for 2 years, but um, yeah, my parents knew him, but never really identified him. I mean, we never actually hooked up, right? It was like this weird love affair that was completely sexist or romanceless, but it was still
Yeah.
it was something interesting. I still kind of think about that sometimes. But yeah, yeah, my parents met him. I mean, I think they just lost their suspicions of it like as I got older, right? So even if I did start bringing a guy around, they probably would have no idea
Oh. You
unless I
mean
got.
by they would have no idea, do you mean like they assume you're straight and they don't think about what's
Oh yeah.
happening with other guys, or they assume you're fluid and they don't care or
Oh
something?
no. I mean, they assume I'm straight.
Straight. Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Like all the way. There's like no
Oh, yeah.
question in their minds about it.
Mm, mhm.
I just never found a reason to like tell them otherwise. Like
Yeah.
we usually don't talk about to our parents about the people we bang, right?
Mm.
Especially
Mhm.
like when you're married and
Well, speak
you
for
know the needs
yourself.
of other people. Oh, you know? Okay. Whoa, that's cool.
I mean,
That's
I
cool.
don't I don't go into detail
Uh
necessarily,
huh.
but,
Okay. Oh, that's cool. You
they've
have
li
that kind of relationship with your parents.
I don't know, is it? I don't
Uh,
know.
if I told my mom, I'd probably
Um,
send her like right to the priest.
interesting. What about with, like, your friends? Do you, like,
Mhm.
identify a certain way, or did you come out to friends, or did you just kind of, like, if you talk about a partner, you talk about it, but you don't, like,
Um,
identify a certain way?
I mean, the ones who aren't queer that I kind of grew up with, I'm still friends with. It's just not something that really ever really came up. I
Mhm,
believe they were aware of that one guy in high school, but yeah, it's just I mean, there's some people who talk about some things too, and there's other people who talk about other things too.
mhm,
Like
mhm,
when I call my dad, we talk about sports, right? When
mhm.
I talk to my wife, we talk about orgies and gangbangs and stuff like that. So I
Yeah.
don't know, it's very very different, kind of compartmentalized things.
Yeah, yeah. It makes sense, I'm, like, out everywhere,
Hmm.
and that's
Yeah, yeah.
working for me, and I just,
Hmm.
like, the e especially at the beginning, I just, like, needed to talk about it, but
Yeah,
now I'm
yeah.
at a point where, like, if it's not coming up, I'm not, like, forcing it into a conversation, and I've worked with clients and, like, people in groups that I've been in who have said, like, they felt pressure to tell everyone,
Hmm.
especially at the beginning, like, they felt pressure to send a mass email or Facebook
Hmm.
post or like
Yeah,
make a
yeah.
bunch of phone calls, go down a list. And actually, in working with some of those people, like we've realized or they've realized, oh, I don't have to tell everyone.
Hmm.
Like
Yeah,
I
yeah.
can tell the people I want to tell, and I don't have to make a special call to the people that I don't need to tell. Like, and actually that's given them peace and comfort and an easier path to tell the people they want to tell
Hmm.
when they realize that, like, there's no
Exactly.
pressure to tell
Exactly.
everyone.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, if you view something as being normal, you know, then there's a lot of times not. I mean, you don't go around talking about white rice. White rice is normal, right? So
Mhm,
there's
mhm.
sometimes not an impetus. So the people that I don't generally talk about sex with, just we just talk about other things. But the people
Yeah.
I do talk about sex with, yeah, we talk about that.
Yeah, yeah. It's hard to talk about sex and sexuality without bringing up
I know,
your
I know,
bi, cake, ring toss, penis play
I
party.
know.
Uh,
Exactly, exactly.
okay, so that was the childhood, but then, like, tell me I'm curious about, like, your relationships from then through you said you're married, like, what were
Mhm.
your relationships like up to meeting, your current partner?
Okay, I tend to have like really long relationships. Like when I'm with someone, I'm with them for a long time. And up before I met my wife, I had like 3 2-year relationships with women. And then I traveled with this one guy. We were together like every day for like 2 years. And it wasn't romantic, but it was, I don't know, there seemed to be something there. And then I met my wife, met her in Costa Rica, and then we met up randomly in Nicaragua. And then eventually we met up again in Brooklyn. And then that was it. We were together, and she's, she's
Cool.
female.
How long ago did you meet your wife?
It was 17 years ago.
Whoa.
So,
Wow. Oh, you've been together a
long
while.
time. Yeah, yeah, we were married 16 years.
Wow.
So,
And so I assume you have an open relationship now. How do you describe your
yeah.
relationship style?
I guess technically it's E&M. It's
Uh-huh.
ethically not non-monogamous, so we bang other people, but it's kind of like a hobby, right?
Uh-huh.
It's like, yeah, this is something that's really fun for us to do together. We actually started that because I first brought it up. I was like, yo, I really want to watch some other guys bang you, right? I think that'd be really hot. I had this fantasy.
Mm.
And then we just went from there. But yeah, it's just kind of a hobby for us. It's like what we do on the weekends, what we do to connect. I mean, like going to a sex party with like a date or your partner, it's like the most intense, the most effective way I think to bond with somebody, right? Because you have to be like
Mm.
really connected with them, you like emotionally, like psychologically, and aware of like what they're feeling and what they're thinking. You have to know a little bit about them and like what they like and what they don't like, and kind of like you have to watch out for each other. And then in the process of things, you really have to communicate, right? Because like you're making decisions together. Like, do you like this person? Do you not like this person? Sometimes there's not a lot of time to like, go off and have a huddle, right? It's like, oh, we need
Right.
to make
You
this
gotta
decision now.
connect quick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so you got to be aware. Even in the scenes, like, oh, is she not gonna like it if like I don't pay enough attention to her or something like that, or and vice versa. So it's like at the end of the night, it's like, yeah, yeah, you were together, you had sex with each other, you had sex with like a bunch of other people, and it was a lot of fun. And you had to work through some things, even when it's super positive. You're still like working through some things together. So when you go home, it's like,
Totally.
oh wow, we just had a really close, exciting, like very fun bonding experience that kind of gets us through to the next week a lot of times. But
Cool. Totally.
that's a current relationship. I have I think I have a bit of a poly tendencies sometimes.
Uh-huh.
So
Uh-huh.
that's kind of a conflict a little bit sometimes in a relationship because
Oh.
I like getting to know people. I like getting close with people. I like
Mm.
having like bigger relationships. That's something we're dealing with now.
Oh, oh, I want to come back to that in a second, but just like it makes so much sense what you said about like how having sex with other people especially in a group setting can make you feel connected with your wife or your partner. Like it seems counterintuitive,
Hmm.
but what you just described exactly how it happens because even though you're connecting with other people outside of the primary partnership, it forces these conversations and this like
Hmm.
checking in, and
Exactly.
you are
Exactly.
connected, especially if it's in the same space and you're playing sort of in a group. You are very connected to each other,
Yeah.
sometimes
Yeah.
in a deeper way than when you're alone in your bedroom. And I think a lot of people don't know how and why that
Hmm.
works. And you just
Hmm.
explained it and laid it
Yeah.
out. That was cool.
Yeah. I mean, if you could talk to your partner about having sex with other people, you can talk to them about anything, right?
Right. Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, I
Right.
mean, it's just, yeah, it's just no matter how you slice it, even on like a routine night, having like orgies with people that you already know, it's still like an intense experience that you're sharing with somebody.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
plus, it's
And,
sexy. I mean, I have kind of cuck tendencies as well, so I really like watching my
ah,
wife being banged by like other people. That's very
oh,
exciting for me.
oh. What do you like
That
about
makes
that?
me feel a lot closer to her when I see that because I think she's really hot, and I think the other dudes are really
Ah,
hot. So it's like, and plus you feel that emotive response, like it's when your partner that you're connected with and you're love and that you love, like having sex with somebody else. I think I've kind of always like kind of manifested jealousy with like extreme sexual arousal, which was really fucking weird for me at first. Like when I was like 18, 19 or so, like
uh-huh.
when I was 18, I had a girlfriend that cheated on me, and I was like, oh, why do I feel aroused? What's going on
Oh,
here?
interesting. So the jealousy actually kind of transmutes into arousal for you sometimes?
Yeah, that's kind of how I come to understand it. Like instead of feeling like angry or insecure, I
Mm.
just feel like extremely aroused. Because like if I'm like if I watch this like somebody I don't really know, having sex, I'm like, oh yeah, that's hot. That's a really hot person, but I don't feel that emotive response towards it. But
Uh-huh.
there's only been like a couple people. I have a couple people where like it's like I feel an emotional connection with this person, and watching them or thinking about them having sex with someone else really really excites me because mostly because I have this connection with that person. So,
Interesting.
so I don't. I just interpret it as like a weird fucked up way of like computing jealousy, I guess, because that's would be the reaction that I
Yeah.
would think the more standard reaction to feel in those
But that's
situations.
so cool that you like kind of are dipping into the your own shadow and like, and
Yeah,
actually transmuting it into something that's like
yeah,
exciting and benefiting
exactly,
you
exactly.
and
Kind of.
her and benefiting your partner cuz like uh you is it tied to the thing you mentioned where like when you see other people having sex with your wife it's like they're hot and she's hot and you like see that they like her and they're into her. I don't know, for me, it's like you appreciate that person more. And then
Mhm.
when they
Yeah,
are
yeah,
with you later, you
exactly,
like feel more lucky and special and aroused because of
exactly,
what's happened in
exactly.
the past. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, and a lot of times our reconnection verbiage will be kind of centered around that. Well, how much that guy or girl
Mm,
liked her and stuff like that.
yeah.
Uh,
Interesting.
yeah,
I
yeah.
That makes
Is it-
so much sense to me. I think, it's hard for people to see that sometimes, especially if they're like in
Mhm.
monogamy. It's like how could I enjoy that? But I don't know, for me it does give me like gratitude and appreciation
Yeah, yeah.
for the partner, and letting them go and explore something fun. Like I have
Mhm,
compersion for that
mhm.
as
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
well. Do you
Exactly.
experience compersion, or is
Oh,
it
of course,
actually
of course.
jealousy that just feels hot? Or like
No,
how do
no,
you
no.
distinguish
It's
that?
definitely conversion. I mean, I don't feel like an ounce of like the jealousy response in these situations. It's just like it's just over flooded with like sexual arousal, right? So it's just
Yeah,
just like maybe some wires are crossed or something, right? But
cool.
yeah, yeah, definitely, it's definitely a compersion response. I mean, especially like if she gets a guy that can do like things that I can't do or something like that, or I don't do.
Yeah, cool. And when did you first open things up? Like, were you monogamous with your wife at the beginning, or was it pretty
Mhm.
early?
I guess technically we were monogamous, but I mean, I spent 20 years traveling abroad. Like I was a travel writer, then I was a journalist, then a filmmaker.
Mm, I
So
see.
we were always on the road, right? We were always on the road, and like for the first era of our marriage, we were mostly in Asia, like China
Wow,
mostly in the countries around China. I was based in China, um,
cool.
and they don't really have much of a scene for this there, right? It's just
That
it's just
tracks.
not there. So we were
Uh-huh.
never really in a place that had like other people who were into it, and we didn't really know that this world existed really
Uh-huh.
until like we moved to Prague. And in Prague, there's like a
Mm,
sex club on every corner, right? It's like everybody's into it. I mean, it was put best to
yeah.
me as like, oh, when communism fell, they just thought democracy meant there's no rules, right? It's like communism got rid of the religion, and then democracy got rid of communism. So it's a very very free society. And so we,
Yeah.
we started going to sex clubs there and stuff like that. It's like, oh wow,
Cool.
look at this world. These people aren't weird. They're not like 60-year-old like swingers like banging on like shag rugs, right? It's like, oh, they're just normal people, well, like us.
Cool. I'm gonna have to check out
Like
Prague.
us.
So you also mentioned like you're into gangbangs and you even host these other parties that are
Mhm.
not the buy for buy but are like
Yeah.
gangbang
Hmm.
parties. Okay, two questions. Like why do you like that? Like what is hot about that for you? And then I'm curious to hear about those parties.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I do all kinds of parties, but like one kind of party I really like doing is like the gangbang parties, right? Um, and it's totally different than like the other parties. It's usually like, you know, I mean, you could be like any sex or gender to like be the center person of a gangbang, right? But we usually do
Mm,
that with females, who have this fantasy or they're really into it, right? So they'll approach like me or another organizer, and we get our friends together and we do it. Now, part of what's enjoyable about it is like, yeah, you're having sex with someone. There's lots of people having sex with someone at the same time. It's hot. It's fun. It feels good. Um, but it's really like the connection between everybody, like the
Mm,
dudes, like in the gang. You're like just hanging out with your fucking bros, like
mm,
just having like a good time together. There's like a lot of laughing, a lot of joking. It's like the most unserious form of sex it probably is, right?
mm.
And it's just a lot of fun. I equate it to like it's kind of like watching a football game with your buddies or something like that, right? Where like yeah, you're having sex with someone and you're kind of like in this kind. I mean, there's different kinds of gangbangs, but in this kind, it's like you're um all kind of like performing like a service for like the center person. Like they
Mhm.
express what they want and how they want it, and you basically just serve them. I kind of think of it as kind of like I don't know, maybe like a medieval princess, like bringing in the soldiers, right, and like telling them what to do. So y'all like kind of serve her, get her like water and food. Oh, you okay? You okay? And
Wow.
help each other, lube each other up and stuff like that. So it's
I love it.
I don't know. It's just a fun experience, right? And
Yeah. I love
just
it. That sounds hot. I'm gonna have to come to that party too.
yeah, okay, yeah. Yeah, we should have
Oh,
one of those in the spring. Well, I do
yeah.
smaller ones too, but we do a really big one in the spring at Hacienda.
Cool. Hot. Like, so in that situation, I've been at BFF that happened, right? And there
Mhm.
and like
Yeah, yeah.
it's just like kind of natural thing that got organized and everyone was
Yeah,
comfortable with
yeah.
it because everyone's bi. Like, are there straight men that come to those and like because they're focused on the woman, like it's a straight thing to I don't know, or is everyone are the guys also bi usually? How does that work?
Oh, perhaps unfortunately, most gangbangs are, um, very straight, at least how
Uh-huh.
sexuality is expressed.
Uh-huh.
Um, I don't know, I mean, I don't think this is intentional, but and this is kinda like, it's kinda like pro football, right? It's like the queerest game ever, right? But probably also
Uh-huh.
the most homophobic, right?
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
So you have these guys wear these tight little shorts. You see the impression of their cocks like through the pants, and they're like grabbing each other and forcing each other down on the ground, right? It's a very queer game, right? But it's also a very homophobic game. Um,
Yeah.
it's kind of like that, right? It's like yeah, you're having sex with the same woman at the same time. Sometimes your penis is going into orifices at the same time as like other penises. You're touching each other, you're coming on each other, and stuff like that. But it's uh, for the most part, it's I don't want to say it's prohibited. Well, and some there are like these aren't the ones that I have any problem with. Some say no guy and guy play, right? But
Uh-huh.
these aren't the ones that I do. But it's still generally, I mean, the culture of it is very hetero, like extremely
Yeah,
hetero.
yeah, yeah. I've heard about stuff like that. Like I have a friend who kind of enjoys that. He's a bi guy, but he
Yeah.
will go play in these kind of gangbang situations and he has told me it's exactly
Hmm.
like that where it's like even when there are other bi guys there, the vibe is straight. The
Hmm.
vibe
Yep.
is we're focused on the woman. We're not playing with each other or touching
Exactly.
each other
Exactly.
explicitly.
Hmm.
But there's that sense that you talked about of like the bonding
Hmm.
thing that like
Yeah.
there
Yeah.
is some kind of male intimacy that's connecting over, you know, the gangbang of this woman, which
Yeah.
is like
It's
an
like
interesting
it
dynamic.
really
It's
is. It
hard for
really.
yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. It's like my penis is stroking your penis inside of a vagina at the same time. We're gonna come on each other. It's like that's pretty queer, man. you
Pretty
know,
gay,
it's pretty
yeah.
gay. Right?
Right. But it's like, oh, but there's a woman here and we're fucking the
Mhm.
woman. So
Yeah,
like
yeah, exactly,
that's what this is.
exactly.
We're straight.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's some queer other bi guys I go to the gangbangs with. Like, we won't, like, sexually interact at the gangbang, but at different parties, we'll hook up with each
Right.
other, right? And it's like,
Right. Right.
it's just
I
just
mean,
just
and
just
I'm not
different cultures
judging
and
it
different.
either.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm not judging it. Like I think that the fact that spaces like that and situations like that exist is great. It's like great for both for bi guys and straight guys to
Mhm.
explore this kind of dynamic for what it is. I'm not
Yeah.
saying like the straight guys are really bi or should be bi. It
Mhm.
is
Yeah,
just
yeah, yeah.
interesting how that situation pushes the bounds of what people are, open to. Like they're not open to direct contact, but they're open to this sort of indirect, sexy atmosphere where there's more
Yeah, yeah.
guys than what
Mhm.
there's 10 guys and one woman. It's
Yeah,
pretty
yeah. Yeah,
male environment,
yeah, I would
but
I
it's
would
straight.
say there's definitely um, by tendencies, at
Mhm.
least for most guys who go to these gangbangs, whether they ever express it or not.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah.
And it's just part of
Well,
the fun. Yeah,
cool.
exactly.
The more we can encourage, like, even this exploration and fluidity among any identity,
Yeah,
I say the better. Yeah.
yeah, right on, right on.
I wanna go back to the Buy for Buy party. I have
Mhm.
more
Yeah, yeah.
questions.
Mhm.
You said it's been selling out. Like, how big are these parties? And I'm curious about the space at Hacienda and, like,
Yeah.
what it's
Well, the
actually
space at
feels
Hacienda
like.
is, 2 floors. It's the first floor of a Brooklyn brownstone and also the basement. So there's 3 playrooms on the first floor, and the entire basement's a playroom. There's just, mattresses just lined up, like, all the way across the place. It's a pretty nice venue. I mean, it's probably, one of the nicest venues for a sex club in New York City, if not the nicest.
Cool.
Yeah, just beautiful. I mean, and there's a lot of like social spaces too, because it's not just about the banging, right? It's more of a social
Yeah.
event. So there's like a big kitchen area, there's a dance floor, there's like a backyard that has like a long fire pit and like couches, and there's a bar in the back with a hot tub. So like most people spend most of the night like talking and get to know people, and then part of the night banging, right? I tend to spend more of the night
Yeah.
banging
Yeah.
than talking, but I still enjoy the talking. But yeah, it's
Yeah.
like
I found that when I go into these spaces without the expectation or intention to have sex, and I just go to, like, chat and
yeah.
meet people and have fun,
Mhm,
A, I have a better time, and B,
mhm.
I end up having more sex. Like, when
Exactly,
I'm trying to
exactly.
have sex, it often is
Yeah,
like
yeah,
stuff
yeah.
goes awry.
I know, exactly. Because it's like people are attracted to people that they like, It's
Yeah, it'll happen. It'll
just the way
happen
it
if you
is.
just are
Yeah,
yourself, and
yeah,
when
yeah,
you're, like,
exactly.
too
Mhm,
focused on the goal, you're not really just being yourself.
yeah. Just be
Okay, go on.
normal is what I tell people. Just be normal. That's
Yeah,
all you gotta do, right?
just
But
be
yeah, just
normal. That's
just
good
be
life
normal.
advice, like,
I know.
guys,
Like, don't
just be
try to
normal.
blend in, don't try to hook up with people, don't try to be attractive, just be normal and curious and ask people questions. But what's really interesting about these spaces, it's like probably the only space that I know of that you can get, 200 people together and nobody has their phones, and the only fucking thing there is to do is to talk to the people around you.
Yeah,
People are there to meet other people. Like you go to a bar, people aren't usually, oftentimes aren't there to meet their other people. They're there to hang out with their friends, right?
yeah,
In this
uh-huh,
space, like 95% of the people there are into or at least open to meeting other people, and they don't
yeah,
have their phone, and it's only about like what's going on around them, and there's not a damn thing to do but to talk with other people, and well, if you want
yeah,
to have sex with other people.
right, amazing. It is kind
It's
of
so cool.
rare for that kind of a space to exist these days in
Yeah.
our modern culture. So is that, like, are there 200 people at a Buy for Buy party? Is that, like,
Yeah,
how
we
many?
sell out around 180 tickets we'll sell. And
Wow,
then
wow,
there's like 25 volunteers, and then there's like some
wow,
some other people too who are there. So you have like, 200, 220 altogether around there.
wow, and what's the gender breakdown on average? Is it pretty mixed?
Um, it's actually like at a buy for buy, it's probably about 45% women, 55% men. At like a normal
Cool.
hacienda party, it's 50-50. There may be like more women than men, which is
Mhm.
interesting for a sex club, especially one
Yeah.
that charges females the same price as they charge males, and there's no couples tickets.
Right, right, and hacienda is pretty reasonably priced compared to other
Yeah,
places I've been.
exactly,
Yeah,
exactly. I mean, then there's those clubs like, oh, women get in free, right? And there's not a
yeah,
woman in the whole place, right?
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. Cool, and when is the next Buy for Buy, just so people
next
know?
buy for buy would probably be in the middle of January, I think. It's getting a little late. Oh, maybe we'll do it in middle of December, middle of January. But yeah, either
Cool,
before like the Christmas like holidays or like right after it.
cool. Lovely, and where can people find more information if they're interested?
They can go to wearehacienda.com or go to Hacienda's Instagram page or join Hacienda. Oh, you gotta be a member to join the Hacienda
Yeah.
Discord. But yeah, just go to wearehacienda.com.
Cool. Yes, you do have to be a member, but it is very doable to become a member. I am a member even though I have not yet been in person because I don't
Yeah, yeah.
live there and it's never worked out. But they also have like virtual stuff and online classes
Mhm.
sometimes. So
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah,
Hacienda seems
they have a
like a
lot of
cool place to
workshops
be
and
a
stuff
member.
like that, and they also
Yeah.
run a bar down the street called The House, and they have
Yeah.
anybody can go in there. It's kinda like a speakeasy, a sexy speakeasy style bar, and they have, like, a lot of, like, sex workshops, like spanking workshops and DPN workshops and stuff like that. They can go and, like, have a few
Cool.
drinks and meet the people of that community.
Cool. And they have some fun, like, sexy dance parties too that are not play
Yeah, they
parties,
do.
but that
Yep,
are
yep,
like
exactly.
sexy dance parties. Yeah.
Yeah, 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 and
Um, cool. Well, I'm also curious. One last question. Like, you're a filmmaker. You were a travel writer. Like, tell me just briefly about your work and your other work and your career, and like, how has your queerness been like influenced your work or not? Like, how connected is your other work to this stuff?
ooh, it's a world it's a world apart.
Uh-huh.
Like, when I was in
Uh-huh.
China, I was a business correspondent for Forbes, if you can imagine that. So, um, yeah, I mean, I left home when I was 18. I grew up in, like, the middle of nowhere, and when you grow up in the middle of nowhere, the only thing you wanna do is leave. So I started traveling at 18, and I continued traveling until I was 38. First, I was like going to school at various places. I went to like 6 different universities, and you know, save my money from financial aid, and I'll travel on that money. Like after the semester was over, and then eventually I went to this school called the Friends World program. That's what it's called then. It's like a Quaker program of Long Island University. It's now called Global College, but they had like centers all over the world, so I could like travel and study language and culture, do all the things I was doing otherwise, and you know go to school too. And after that, I became a travel writer. Did okay with that, surprisingly. I just kind of traveled around like everywhere, just writing about basically anything I wanted. And then
Cool.
I did have a degree in journalism, so I got a book deal first, like just from the blog, right? Just you know, a
Cool.
relatively well known China author, like you know, read my blog and like invited me to do a book for him. So I did that book. That book did well, and
Cool.
then I became a journalist and did that, and then became a documentary filmmaker. And that led me to New York, where I run a little film company, and we shoot all kinds of stuff. As far as
Nice.
how queerness like impacts and influence that, up to now it hasn't very much. It's like my work is kind of like very siloed, right?
Uh-huh.
Like I do 3 things in life, right? I play hockey, I make films, and I go to sex parties, right? All 3 things are very siloed.
Cool. Interesting.
But I
Yeah.
would like to start like doing some like more films about more queer oriented or more sex oriented things. It would be an easy segue. I really don't know why I haven't done it yet.
Yeah. Cool. I'm sure those things will integrate naturally when they're
Yeah,
meant to. I don't know how
exactly.
hockey and sex parties integrate, but I'm sure you'll figure
But it
out a
would be a
way.
lot of fun if it did.
Can you imagine a, sex
Mhm.
party, like, on ice in
Ooh,
on
I
hockey?
don't know about on ice, but I do imagine them in the locker room sometimes.
There
Hey,
you
boys,
go.
want to come in here for a minute?
There you go. Locker room party. That would be fun.
That would be fun.
I love it. Cool. Well, thank you for being here, Wade, and sharing about this party.
Yeah,
I will certainly be there in the
cool.
future,
That would be cool.
and
Let
maybe
me know, let me know, and then I'll
yeah,
let you know when the
uh,
next one is.
amazing. Any final thoughts or anything on your mind we didn't cover or get to?
Um, no, I think we covered it.
Cool. Well, thanks for sharing about your journey, your trajectory. It's cool that it wasn't as much of a struggle as it is for some people. That's lovely
Yeah,
to hear.
yeah,
And
I was fortunate.
yeah, and best of luck on the continued journey with your 3 areas of life as they
Yeah.
come together or not. And yeah, check out the show notes, everyone, for some links to Hacienda and other things related to Wade. Thanks for being here, Wade.
Oh, thank you very much, Rob. Really appreciate it.
Two Bi Guys by One Bi Guy is produced and edited by me, Robert Brooks Cohen, and it was created by me and Alex Boyd. Our new logo art is by Caitlin Weinman. Our music is by Ross Mincer. To help support this podcast, visit patreon.com/Robert Brooks Cohen. You'll get full video episodes, early access, and bonus content. Visit robertbrookscohen.com to learn more about my coaching, my book, and my stand-up comedy. And thanks for listening to Two Bi Guys by One Bi Guy.